It's that time of year where people have gift giving on the brain. And regardless if you celebrate a holiday that gives gifts or not, sometimes you may just be wanting to get an idea or multiple ideas of what to give to the baker that you love in your life. And in this video, I'm going to be giving you my top 10 recommendations, my favorites, all the things for if you are wanting something for yourself or maybe for someone that you love. Hey everyone, welcome back to Grains and Grit. My name is Felicia, and on this channel we talk about all the things real whole grains from a biblical perspective. So as I've stated before in previous videos that I personally do not celebrate Christmas, but I totally understand that I am in the minority when it comes to that. But this video is not just for Christmas gift giving. These are ideas that are for birthdays or Mother's Day, or maybe just whatever day you feel like being nice to someone, or maybe you're just wanting ideas of what you would like to add to your kitchen. Do know that all of these products I've used and highly recommend myself, because ultimately this really is my top 10 of what I cannot live without or what is really nice to have in my kitchen. So let's get started. First and foremost, and most of these are in no particular order, but number one on the list is definitely a grain mill. You knew it was coming. Don't be shocked. I believe every kitchen should have a grain mill, but the beauty of a grain mill is you have multiple options. If you've been following me for a while, you know that I have 3 grain mills. Now you do not need 3 like I do, but the grain mills that I have is Miss Wanda Wonder Mill. She's an impact electric grain mill. And I also have Miss Nancy Nutrimill Harvest, which is a stone grind mill. And then I have Junior, my Wonder Junior Deluxe grain mill, which is a manual mill. Now there are multiple other grain mills out there, and I have done videos on grain mills, including how to choose one for yourself. And I've done a full unboxing and review video of the Wonder Junior Deluxe mill. So maybe if you already have an electric grain mill, but you're looking for a manual mill, that's definitely one that I highly recommend. But bottom line, if you don't already have a grain mill, you definitely need to get one. And do know that all of these links, any videos, things like that, I will be posting in the description box underneath this video. All right, so number 1 was a grain mill. Number 2 is my Bosch Universal Mixer Plus, aka Miss Betsy. Yes, I name my major appliances. Do not judge, but I consider them my maidens who help me out in the kitchen, and they are wonderful. One thing I love about my Bosch Universal Mixer Plus is the fact that it has a powerful motor to handle my dough made from freshly milled wheat. For all of you who might have your KitchenAid, your typical stand mixers and started baking bread with freshly milled wheat, you probably noticed quickly that A, it does not have a large capacity, and B, the motors are not powerful enough to handle the density and the heaviness of the dough. In comes the Bosch Universal Mixer. This baby has an 800 watt motor. She can handle so much. I can easily do 3 of my 2-pound loaves in Miss Betsy Bosch. And the great thing about it is she just saves me time, and my loaves knead very well. It saves my arm strength. I'm able to, turn on the timer to knead bread and walk away. So I'm able to handle other things. So it's a huge time saver. It is not a necessity in the kitchen. You can bake bread and all of those things without a heavy mixer, but for doing freshly milled wheat and you're really wanting to level up your game and make it easier for you in the kitchen, I highly recommend the Bosch Universal Mixer. Third thing that I cannot live without in my kitchen is, of course, all my bread pans, my cookie sheets, all of those things. And my favorite brand at the moment to use is USA Pans. This is a brand that I know Sue Becker loves. And the great thing about them is that they are truly non-stick. So they are made from aluminized steel, and they have a silicone coating. So none of the nasty chemicals that you typically have with non-stick. And I mean, I'm telling you, the cookies, they slide off. The muffins, they slide out. No sort of spray oil needed for these. So if you're really wanting to get better quality pans, they've held up very well for me. Now I'm still do not have the bread pan for USA pan, but I do have the cookie sheet, and I do have the Pullman pan, which is a bread pan, just the Pullman pan, loaf pan of USA pans, and I absolutely love them. But if you've been looking for a non-stick solution that actually isn't full of toxic chemicals, I highly recommend checking them out. Fourth thing that I have come to actually really appreciate and love in my kitchen is my Chef's Temp digital thermometer. For me, I've actually tried out multiple digital thermometers, like when you have to check the temperature of a meat, things like that, and they just did not work for me. And some of them we spent $50, $70 on for them to not work, and it's very frustrating. And another thing is some of them are actually quite thick, and I don't want to pierce my breads or my meats necessarily with a thicker needle to go into it. So the great thing about the Chef's Temp, this is one they did send it to me, and I have really loved it. It's digital, it works fast. It's pretty much an instant read, and it is small, and it's not pricey at all. So I do have a link for that for you guys below. So if you've been looking for a digital instant read thermometer to check all of your baked goods, this is an excellent gift. It's a small little gift that you can give or get for yourself that you don't really realize that you need in your kitchen until you have it, and it's wonderful. Number 5 item that I use practically every day, might be something that you may not think of, is my small baker's rolling pin. This I use every single time to shape my bread whenever I'm ready to put it in the bread pan to rise. I also use it for my pizza doughs. It's just an excellent product to have. Even with my pie crust that you've seen in videos, I use the smaller end. If my pie crust is not working out, I just throw it in the pan and roll it in the pan. This thing is amazing. So I absolutely love it. You can get it in multiple places, but the one that I personally have is from Pampered Chef, but you can get it in many places, and I'll link it down below as well. But it's an excellent small little tool that you will find yourself using quite often in your kitchen. Number 6 that you definitely need, especially if you already have a grain mill, is you need some grains. Now these you actually have multiple options with. So I actually do have on my website. So grainsandgrit.com/where-to-buy-grains. Might need to work on that URL a bit. I actually have recommendations for where I buy my grains that some of them do have coupon codes with them as well. But the great thing is you do need grains. If you're going to buy a grain mill, you're milling your wheat, you do need grains. But other options that you have this is if you're looking to give this maybe as a gift to someone, it's maybe actually giving an exotic type grain, or one that may not be easy to find, or one you know that they want to try but they haven't tried it before. So these are your grains like camu, einkorn, maybe spelt. So these are your ancient grains. And so it's just an excellent gift to give to someone, especially if you know that they're going to be using it. They're already milling their wheat. We go through a ton of grains. Trust me, we're going to use it and we will be thankful. But you got to have grains in order to have freshly milled wheat. So this definitely does depend on the person you're giving it to, or maybe you want to ask for it for yourself. But this is always something to keep on the table. And some places do actually have subscription services for grains. And I will have those on my website as well, same URL. So maybe you can give a gift of a subscription where they can have grains shipped to their house every month. Number 7 is one that I really have not mentioned before on this channel because it's not entirely 100% to do with grains. And that is to get anything and everything from Cultures for Health. Cultures for Health is wonderful because they have cultures for everything. So if you or someone else is really wanting to get into, say, sourdough, make their own kefir, their buttermilk, cheese, think of all the things that you need some sort of cultural starter for, I highly recommend Cultures for Health. I personally love to use them for their buttermilk starter to make my own buttermilk because, as you know, we use a lot of buttermilk in our muffins, in our pancakes, and in our biscuits. So I go through a lot of buttermilk, and it's great to be able to make it on my own. But they also have sourdough starters as well. I have mentioned before that my personal sourdough starter, I haven't had much success doing it myself. I actually purchased a starter that I've been feeding, and it's been doing very, very well. And so Cultures for Health has those starters to kind of give you an extra boost with your sourdough. But on top of all this, if all else fails, they have these amazing kits. So cheese making kits, sourdough making kits that you can get. And those kits would be an excellent gift to give because it's kind of just an all-inclusive thing. So again, link below for Cultures for Health if you haven't tried them yourself. Number 8, we are getting there. Another great little gift if you're looking for something small are biscuit cutters. I love my biscuit cutters. I love having multiple sizes. I do love to make biscuits a lot, but they're not just for biscuits. You can use them if you need to cut out cookies and you want them to all be uniform in size. Donuts as well, which I have not done yet, but I need to do soon for this channel. So they're useful for so many things to actually have those dedicated biscuit cutters, but again, they can be used for other things as well. So that's an excellent gift, especially if you're looking on the smaller end of the budget. Number 9 are gift cards. If all else fails, give a gift card to a place you know that we love. And that brings me to today's sponsor. This video is sponsored by Pleasant Hill Grain. You know I love them. And I highly recommend, if you have no idea what to get for the baker in your life, or even the homesteader in your life, I highly recommend a gift card to Pleasant Hill Grain, because not only is most of the stuff that I've mentioned on this list found at Pleasant Hill Grain, but so many other things are as well. It truly is a one-stop shop. Includes your grains, grain mill, mixers, and other things even for homesteading, homemaking, all the things really. So I highly recommend Pleasant Hill Grain. With PHG, you are supporting a small company, not the big timers like Amazon or Walmart. So that's another bonus as well. So be sure to shop at Pleasant Hill Grain. Just go to grainsandgrit.com/PHG or follow the links below if you're looking for a specific product. Thank you so very much to PHG for sponsoring this video and for just being a sponsor for Grains and Grit. So not only do you have gift cards for Pleasant Hill Grain, if all else fails, I do say get one from there because they have so many options for the baker in your life, even if they don't mill their grains, which they should. So tell them about this channel so you can convert them. But other places that I recommend is you can get gift cards to Lehman's, to Country Life Foods that have grains, multiple other places. Gift cards are an excellent thing to get, especially if maybe there are several of you wanting to go into a gift for someone in your life and it might be more expensive gifts. You can give them gift cards to help go to that big purchase, like a grain mill. All right, and number 10, and this is the huge announcement that I'm so excited to share with you guys, is I am finally launching my own merchandise. Yes, it's like amazing, and I'm so happy about this. I have t-shirts, coffee mugs, and an apron for the bread bakers and the grain lovers in your life. So these would make excellent gifts for yourself, for someone else, especially if they are a lover like I am of our grains and our grit. So I will have the link for that here on the video and also the description box below. But I'm super excited to finally be launching this. And if I can figure out how to do it at the bottom of this video where YouTube has their own merch, it will be there if I have figured it out. But otherwise, I'm just super excited to get this merchandise in your hands, because not only are you supporting Grains and Grit by purchasing these items, but we are sharing and spreading the love of real whole grains to the world. So that is it, my top 10 things. And again, I'm so excited about my merchandise line coming out. So y'all can see that. Let me know what you think. And if you have any requests, please let me know as well. And as always, do shop with Pleasant Hill Grain, grainsandgrit.com/PHG. So hopefully this video was helpful for you guys. Thank you so very much for watching, and you'll have a wonderful day.